Hey everybody, today we're going to talk about whether or not a relationship is a function. So what does it actually mean for something to function? Well, it means for it to work properly, right? So let's think about this in terms of a pop machine. When you go to the machine, when you push the Pepsi button, you expect to get a Pepsi. When you push the water button, you expect to get a water. And when you push the Mountain Dew button, you expect to get a Mountain Dew. If that happens, the pop machine is functioning properly. But let's say when you go to the pop machine, you push the water button and you get a water. You push the Mountain Dew button and you get a Mountain Dew. But when you push the Pepsi button, sometimes you get a Pepsi and sometimes you get a water. That means the pop machine would not be functioning properly because when you push the Pepsi button, you get either a Pepsi or a water. You don't know which one you're going to get. So let's think about this in terms of math. Remember our mapping diagrams that we did already? So let's look at one of those. Okay, when we push the 0 button, we're going to get just a 2 out. When we push the 8 button, we're going to get just a 4 out. And when we push the -2 button, we're going to get just a 3 out. So, is this a function? Yes, it is. Because when we push each button, we're only going to get one output from it. So the easiest way when you look at a mapping diagram to tell this is because there's only one line coming off of each x value. Remember, this bubble is your x value, this one is your y value. So we're going to say yes because each x value only has one y value associated with it. Okay? In other words, like I said before, only one line coming off of each x value. All right, let's look at another example. Okay, is this mapping diagram a function or is this relationship a function? Well, let's look at -1. When we look at -1, you can either get an 8 or a 2, right? Remember the pop machine, if you pushed the Pepsi button and you got a Pepsi or a water, it wasn't a function. It wasn't properly functioning. So in this case, when we push the -1, we're getting two different outputs, which means no, it is not a function. Because there are two lines there's two lines coming from -1. All right, let's look at one more example. All right, in this case, when you push a 2, you get a 6. When you push a 3, you get a 6. And when you push -1, you also get 6. Okay? Each x value has only one line coming off of it. So yes, this is going to be a function. Now, some of you may look at this and see that all the values are going to 6. That doesn't matter, okay? Because think of a pop machine that has all Pepsi buttons. You're going to get Pepsi every single time. Well, in this case, no matter what you push, you're just going to get 6 as an output. It's still a function. Okay. All right, in order to determine whether a relationship is a function, you can also use a set of points. Okay, in order to do this, you just want to make sure your x values never repeat. So we have our x values are 0, 2, 4, and 8. So in this case, yes, it is a function because x values don't repeat. Okay, let's look at another one. All right, our x values are 6, 3, 2, and -1. Do our x values repeat here? No, they don't. So it's going to be a function. Now, if you look at your y values, all your y values repeat, but that does not matter in terms of a function. Okay? It just matters if your x values repeat. All right, one more. Our x values are 2, 3, 2, and 1. We have a repeated x value of 2, so no, this is not a function. So no, because x values repeat. And more specifically, 2 is the x value that repeats. Okay. Last way to tell whether a relationship is a function is by the vertical line test. Okay, vertical line test is basically just drawing a vertical line through several different points on the graph to see if it crosses more than one point. So if we look at our vertical line, we have one that's going to go through a point here, one that's going to go through this point, one that's going to go through this point, and this point. So each point on the graph only has one vertical line through it. So yes, this is a function. So yes, because each line only crosses one point. All right, let's look at another example. Okay, we start drawing our vertical lines through each point on the graph. And if we look at this last one, it's going to cross 2 points right here and here. So no, this is not a function because it crosses 2 points. Here and here. All right, one more example. Okay, we have a line here. All right, you can work the same way. Use your vertical lines. And as you can tell, anywhere that I go on this graph, okay, it's not going to cross more than 1 point on my line. So yes, this is a function. Okay. All right, if we look at this graph, we're still going to use the vertical line test. If I draw a line right here, it's going to cross 2 points on my graph right here and here. So no, because of this point and this point. Crosses 2 points. And our last example here. So if we draw vertical lines, we have here, 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 and we still don't cross at more than 1 point. So yes, this one is a function as well. All right, to summarize everything, we have 3 ways to tell whether a relation is a function or not. We have the mapping diagram, and we basically use the mapping diagram in order to tell we use one line from there has to be one line from each x value. We can use a set of points, meaning there has to be no repeated x values. And if we look at a graph, we're going to use the vertical line test. Okay, for tomorrow, please determine whether this set of points is a function and bring that to class. Have a good day.